When people hear about conflict in the Middle East, it often feels distant. It sounds like a geopolitical issue far removed from everyday life. But history shows that events in this region have direct economic consequences, and those effects are usually felt through energy markets. The Middle East holds a large share of global oil reserves. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Iraq play a central role in global supply. Because of this, any disruption in the region can quickly affect oil prices. And when oil prices move, the entire global economy reacts. One of the most important locations in this system is the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow passage connecting the Persian Gulf to the open ocean. A significant portion of the world's oil supply passes through this route every day. Estimates suggest that roughly 20% of global oil consumption flows through this single choke point. This makes it one of the most critical energy corridors in the world. Because of this, even the risk of disruption in the Strait of Hormuz can push oil prices higher. Markets do not wait for actual events. They react to expectations. Let's look at 3 historical examples. In 1973, during the Yom Kippur War, several oil-producing countries reduced exports. This created a sudden and severe supply shock. Oil prices increased nearly 4 times within months. Inflation surged, and many economies entered recession. In 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait, creating another major risk to global oil supply. Markets reacted immediately, and oil prices spiked. Although the shock was shorter than in the 1970s, it still created uncertainty and economic disruption. Investors and businesses had to adjust quickly. In 2022, the global energy shock caused by geopolitical conflict pushed oil and gas prices higher. Even outside the Middle East, the effect was similar. Energy costs increased rapidly, and inflation rose across many countries. This showed how sensitive modern economies are to supply disruptions. Now compare these events to today. In 2026, tensions in the Middle East continue to influence markets, and concerns about the Strait of Hormuz remain a key factor. Even without a full disruption, the possibility of restricted access is enough to move prices. This is because global supply depends heavily on this route. Markets today react faster than ever. Information spreads instantly, and prices adjust in real time. This means expectations can move markets before anything actually happens. The system has become more reactive. There are also important differences. Central banks now respond more quickly to inflation. Strategic oil reserves and diversified energy sources provide some level of stability. Renewable energy is also growing, which reduces dependence on a single region over time. This creates a more complex but slightly more resilient system. Despite these changes, the core pattern remains the same. When supply is threatened, prices rise. When energy prices rise, inflation follows. And when inflation rises, purchasing power declines. Now think about how this affects everyday life. Higher oil prices increase transportation costs. This affects shipping, travel, and the cost of goods. Companies pass these costs on to consumers. As a result, food, products, and services all become more expensive. This creates a chain reaction. Energy costs rise. Transportation becomes more expensive. Product prices increase, and consumers feel the impact. This is how a distant conflict becomes a local financial reality. In the end, the lesson is consistent across decades. The events may change, the countries may change, but the economic mechanism remains the same. War disrupts supply. Disruption increases prices, and higher prices reduce the value of your money. That is why understanding these patterns is so important. Because once you see the pattern, you begin to understand the future.